just wanted to spitball here. Our GDP this year is projected to be $24 trillion. That is the highest GDP of any country in the world. Okay? But we still don't have things like UBI. Why is our GDP so high? It's driven primarily through AI, artificial intelligence. All right? Primarily. Yes, there's other factors, of course. But primarily it's driven through AI. All right? Dock workers. There's 25,000 dock workers, roughly, right? No, there's actually about 50,000 dock workers. Okay? Half of them are collecting a paycheck because they had agreements that said if their job was automated away, which it was, they would still get paid. Now, most people would be like, oh, that's a travesty, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. Hang on. $24 trillion. All right. That's enough to give every man, woman, and child in this country about $70,000 a year without them even doing anything. Now, obviously, a portion of their labor is contributing to GDP. Yes, of course. All right. Now, if you were looking at just working men and women in this country, last I checked, and it's been a couple of years, I got to rerun my numbers, about 121 million people. That's enough for $198,000 a year. Okay, for each one of them. You cannot tell me that we don't have enough money for UBI, Universal Basic Income. It's a very libertarian thing. It's not Democratic or Republican. It's a misnomer. It's very libertarian because you do that. Just phasing out welfare and Social Security would pay for UBI. If you do the math, and just, if you don't believe me, just do the math. And this is anything I say, guys, fucking look it up. I love people that dismiss what I say without even looking at it. I'm like, do it at your peril, you know? And it actually doesn't matter because people that are smarter than me are figuring this out. So whatever people think that I say, it is what it is. Let's just put it that way. They are who they are. When I say it is what it is, really what I'm meaning is they are who they are. Okay. But yeah. So yes, there are things involved, right? It is complicated. Okay. But it is at the end of the day, all just math. It is all just math at the end of the day. So largest GDP in the history of the world, not even close to the biggest population in the world for a country. All right. So, you know, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I think this human species are at a tipping point, and I do often feel like just an observer in the world. You know, that's kind of the way I feel. I feel like I'm just watching this stuff. I feel like I was born 100 years way too early, because when I realize what other people are looking at, and then what I'm looking at generally tends to be a whole shitload of factors, and what other people are looking at is what matters to them, right? That's it. That's all they're looking at. They're not taking any other factors into account. And that is depressing. But people are who they are, all right? And again, man, when I say it is what it is, that's really what I'm saying. It's not it is what it is in the context that most people think it is. It's they are who they are. People are who they are. But we'll see what happens. I'm glad I'm global. I'm glad I can literally go anywhere in the world. That is something that I'm very fortunate to have that a lot of people don't have. And I am not ungrateful for that. And I am not uncognizant of that. That is something I'm very aware of. But,